Hi everybody, let's can some chicken broth. Come on. Okay, so I'm using my quart jars, regular mouth quart jars for my chicken broth that I'm going to can. And I'm just going to fill them up. You need to leave 1-inch head space at the top. I just love this big spoon, this big dipping spoon. It is awesome. I'll put a link for it in the description. I really love it. It's so handy. And it has this really neat little hook here where you can just, if you need to sit it down, you can put it on the edge of the pot like that and it just stays there. I just love this thing. I should have got 2 of them. I think I'll order another one because it's really, really handy. So I'll just fill my jars up with the broth and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I have my 7-quart jars filled with broth, and I'm probably only going to do 7. I think I have enough left in the pot for maybe 3 or 4 more, but those will just go in the refrigerator because every morning I put a little broth on the food for the doggies, and so I use a lot of broth here. So the rest of it will just go in the refrigerator. Right now I'm just wiping off the rim of the jars with some vinegar to make sure that we get a good seal on all of the jars. You want to make sure all your rims are nice and clean. And then we can put our lids on. I'm running out of space here on my counter today. But anyway, it is what it is, right? We work with it. So I'll put all these on, and I have something in my canner right now. So these will have to wait just a little bit. But I'll be back when it's time to put them in the canner. And we'll talk about that. It's basically the same process as the other pressure canning videos that I've done. Again, when you put these rings on, only put them finger tight. You don't want to tighten them down because it has to have room to expand in there. And so I'll be back when it's time to put these in the canner, and we'll talk about the processing times then. Okay, so I have 7 for the canner and 4 for the fridge. Okay, so I processed the chicken broth, and it just dropped the little vent lock here, so I'm going to open the pot and take it out of the pot. I processed this for 25 minutes. And I use 15 pounds of pressure here because I'm in a higher elevation. But I had the quart jars. And make sure you lift them straight up. And that's what it looks like. It's just beautiful, isn't it? Anyway, lift them straight up. And then I'll leave these sit here. I'm putting them on a nice towel, and they can sit right here on the top of my stove all night. And then in the morning, I'll just wipe the jars clean and take the lids or the rings off and make sure all the jars have sealed. Isn't that beautiful? So we'll take those all out. I love doing chicken broth. Okay. All right. And then they all start popping. I love the sound they make when they seal. The little pop, pop, pop. I just love that sound. Okay, well, thanks for watching so far, and I will be back in the morning and we'll finish the video then. Good night. Well, good morning, everyone. This is the next day, and I've had my chicken broth out on the towel on the counter overnight cooling. And I ended up with 6 quarts. Now, I did can 7 quarts, but there was one jar that didn't seal correctly. So I put that in the refrigerator, and I have 6 to go on the shelf for storage now. I hope you enjoyed watching this little video. And if you want to know about how to make the chicken broth, I have another video that I made about making chicken bone broth. Chicken broth, bone broth, it's very similar, same thing. You can watch that video, and I will link it at the end of this one. So thank you so much. And as I said, I'm not an expert canner. I just do what I can. And it seems to work for me for the most part, most of the time. So I hope you all have a really, really wonderful day. Thanks for watching. And if you feel so inclined, maybe subscribe. That would help me out. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye now.